Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you may or may not already know, my name is Bisola Amuda, and on this episode we're going to be talking about a topic that is very close to my heart, and that's about competition in your childhood phase. I want to focus mainly on secondary school, high school, or whatever it is that you call it. And I have with me a very important guest. She's my childhood friend. We've known each other since 2008. So I think let's say about 17 years.
Mado.
So when I thought about this topic, I was like, who is the best person that I can really address this with and, say all of our concerns or things I've basically experienced in secondary school. And the only name that came to my head was Grace Olaiwola. So
Give it up.
welcome, Grace, to the channel.
Hi.
Thank you so much, Grace.
Thank you for having me. Hi there. Welcome to 57 Isaac John Shortlet Apartments. We have two two-bedroom apartments, fully furnished with a built-in kitchen and suite master bedrooms, 24/7 electricity, access to internet. Our facilities are 20 minutes away from both the international and local airports. Come on down. We can't wait to host you.
All right. So thank you so much for being here, Grace.
Thank you for
really appreciate you
having me.
accepting my invitation. So I'm just talk about our secondary school, right? And then the competition as a whole. To a certain extent, right? If I look at we had different groups of friends and different cliques growing up. But if I look at how our own synergy was, I think throughout we're in the same class.
Yeah,
from JSS1 to SS3.
class.
Even the time that they mixed us in, there was JS2 that they reshuffled us.
Yeah.
You know when you see class before,
And then
and then they were shown to E class, and one way or another we still stayed.
That's
Do you think that competition was healthy? What's your opinion about it? Or did it sort of affect your confidence as a person?
So, I think the competition was very unhealthy. I don't think it was healthy, but at the same time, I think it was necessary. I don't know how to explain it. I think it's something that, you have to fight for your top, your spot, or what did they say, something like that. So for me, I think the competition was very unhealthy because there were things I felt like we could have done together, but because we were in this silent, because it was not even obvious, it was silent competition. I mean, in our minds, we are like, oh, we're friends, but low-key, everyone's like, oh, I want that first spot, I want that. So I don't think the competition was very healthy, but it was needed at the same time because, I mean, growing up, you realize that most times you have to fight for things that you want. And I mean, you have to compete with other people. But I think what I've learned now is that there are ways to compete with people without making it like this essence of your like being. Like you can have competitions, you can say, okay, well, I want to be the first, I want to be this, but you don't necessarily have to make everything about that. Like still learn to collaborate with people. The best man will always win. But then it was unhealthy. That one is for sure. It was very unhealthy.
I think I agree with you about how unhealthy it was, and the teachers were not helping.
They were not even helping
as
matters.
well.
Yeah.
So
True.
honestly, I feel like what helped us navigate that whole competition was the family we all came from. I feel like if it was left to the school, it would have been really worse. But because of the background we all came from, it was like our parents were very intentional about ensuring that, aside school, you guys still
they
have
knew
that.
each other now. So
Yeah, so you still have that. But in school, honestly, I know in JSS1, we're basically just, I think, reading to survive. I don't think we're even competing like that.
But then, how did the competition? I feel like it was, and it was the annoying part is that it's very silent. You don't get like, we're smiling at each other and be like, my friend, I'm happy for you. But low-key, we're like,
Because even the clique that we were in just one just
clique. I feel like secondary school made me realize that university, I don't want a clique. Like, I just want to be by myself.
Girl,
when I first entered uni, I swear I would literally work by myself. I do things by myself. Like I didn't want any friends because I'm scarred from secondary school. I'm so sorry. I just want to be on my own. But I still ended up having a clique shop. But I mean,
I did too.
It wasn't like a large clique.
But so I would say maybe even the competition started majorly in maybe, I'm not sure if maybe just 3. I think so. Just 1, just 2 were still like in the same clique and
everybody
we were known for stupid
that's
things.
True.
We were not, we're not failing in class, but at the same time we're not like
extra.
Trying to get
we're
best
not trying to be like best.
This,
I mean, we left that for Miriam and Daniel.
We left that for
Daniel.
Miriam and Daniel. We left that for them. But I think the turning point was no, maybe GS2. Remember when these core members came? This one woman and one guy like this. I used to call me.
I remember there's one English.
That we had this internal competition. I think this one was like maybe class against class.
Sure? Me, I felt like the competition really started. Funny enough, me, I felt like it started really like in SS class actually, because that was when we were like more like okay, we have something to actually compete for, and then I feel like some teachers don't even make it easy. Like, oh, you people have to debate. Who is doing this debate? Who is doing this that? Who is is it Bisola? You like. I think for me, I think it was SS. I think GS class was still. We had crazy set of friends. I mean, everybody's grown now. Thank God. Well, we had crazy set of friends in GS class. Yeah. But I think SS class was when the competition really like. Oh my God, no! I beg it was unhealthy.
What would you say it's affected your confidence? What impacts does that competition have on you?
Okay, so I think how do I explain it? Maybe it affected my confidence a bit, but not. I feel like it's just a mix of, okay, then it started becoming like, oh, I was so focused on who was winning, who was getting. Do you get it? Instead of me to just focus on the fact that, okay, I'm learning and this is like just focusing on me to be the best I can be. My focus was now on, who won that skinny cocky? Who did that? Like, I think it became a constant question of, am I enough? When can I outshine this person? So, I don't know. I'm trying to say, did he actually build my confidence? Not really. I don't think it really built my confidence. I think it was when I left secondary school, then I started realizing that, okay, life is more than just, I mean, being succeeding academically is very important, but life is more than just that. Do you get? But I think from secondary school, it was more, I think I was always very self-conscious and so I don't really even speak much. Like I found it difficult in secondary school to even say like my thoughts, because in my head I'm like, oh, people use it against me, something like that.
I mean, you belong to a group where
do you get? So I don't think it builds my confidence. Honestly, I think it almost ruined my confidence. But then after secondary school, it
was good. So there was something you said about how it's whether we encourage each other or we're advised to outshine each other. Yeah. So that competition, do you think it encouraged us to support each other or try to outshine each other? Because you mentioned a bit about it.
Yeah, I think it encouraged us to outshine each other, because it was more of like we always had that scoreboard in our head, like who is getting this, who's going to win this prize, who's going to who's going to have like the highest score on the test. Like low-key was always there. So I don't think it actually encouraged us to support each other. Yeah. Because I mean everybody was fighting for number one spots.
Do you know, I remember that in SS1 when we got best student. I think maybe is that I was one over you, or maybe you had one over me. It was just a very weird.
We do that thing like I'm just remembering like it's like Bisola got like 3 prizes. And I got 2.
Like, why am I getting 2 when Grace is getting 3? And it was. I don't even think it was something that we did to ourselves. It was. I remembered in SS2 specifically. I think it was in SS1 that I had more than you, right? And I got stupidly confident that I have this in the bag, not knowing that Grace in her mind is like, this guy's going down.
So you get married, I'm like, nah, that number 1 spot.
I didn't know that competition was. And I remember that the only best student I got was in IRS.
Yeah,
I think everything else, civic, it was. I think you had maybe 2 more than me or something. I shall know that in that SS2, when they're calling best students, they're not calling
like, what's going on?
And then they called you for like maybe 2. I shall know you had some more than me, and then they called me for IRS. I was like, what do you for IRS? I mean, it was a good subject, but
why just IRS?
Like that was just like I could get that in the bag. And I remember this particular teacher.
Are you serious? What did
the teacher say? Called me into the staff room.
Oh, I feel like I remember this. And
started bashing my life.
I think I remember this.
Like, you're busy doing picking up and down. For a while, I think, do you know the funniest thing? It had a whole lot of impact on our friendship. If we look at it. Like,
I mean, we wouldn't talk about it then. The way we're talking about it now, everyone just acted as if nothing is wrong, we're good.
It made the friendship a bit toxic.
Yeah, it did.
At the point where it was almost like,
who's going? Like it was an obvious competition, but at the same time, we were not talking about it.
It was like silent, and that's a very dangerous competition.
I swear. At least it's different if you know that I'm competing with you, and both of us. But in our mind, we're just like, okay, I didn't look you.
Do you get it? Or maybe test results, you get this and get them like, so she got more than 1 point. Okay, exam,
next year.
Did I got to the point, I don't even remember, there was this particular exam that we got past questions to, and there was almost okay, so what do you think the answer was? I didn't want to tell you.
Me too, I didn't want to know.
So it was like, okay, so who's going to... It was very unhealthy. Oh my God. I remember that I got home that SS2 too, and then I said I got best letter in IRS. And I said, wait a minute. How many did you bring home? I was like, I think I brought, but I said you brought 1. And I remember that stupid teacher had already called my dad.
Are you serious?
I said, have you forgotten that during our is it convocation? What they call it? Is it graduation?
Graduation, yeah.
That you know how we package different things for teachers, and then for that one I don't give her anything. I forgot that she was dragging me.
I feel like I have bits. I feel like I have bits and bits. Like no. My memory is not so sharp. I
remember that concept because I was very particular. And you know the turning point for me. I'm not sure if you remember. And it wasn't even about the school. It was something you did, but I'm not sure if you remember.
I have bad memory.
Only reason or how I got to know about Joel Austin was from you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there was a day that, I don't know if we were going to school or we were coming back, that you were playing Freedom from Competition by Joel Austin.
Oh,
and I listened to that thing like almost every day.
That's true.
In secondary school.
I swear,
even till now, when I feel like I'm getting to that unnecessary, I just listen to it.
I'm not even listening to it.
That was the turning point for me. I remember I had one stupid question that man until I realized I was mad. I was like, oh, please. I think even had kids. But like my point was like his lecture on that was one of the things that I think he does in his church, and then they record it. It was it was a liberating moment for me.
I actually remember that.
And that was what helped me to be better in SS3. So even though in SS3...
But I think SS3 was... Yeah. I think it was just like we had like normal... Like, I think it was like somebody had a lot more than... I think it was just... But remember literature now. I swear, I have terrible memory.
Oh my goodness.
I have such a terrible memory.
Literature that, I mean, we both said they think the woman did it intentionally so that you know who was going to get the best student.
True.
And then I remember, mentioned her. Remember the option? There was just 1 mark.
That was remaining. I remember the guy as well.
As we went back to meet this woman, the error was somehow... And you know why we knew that there was a foul play?
Yeah,
because obviously. I think the options from what they
it's not even from
it was obvious the option. That anybody
it was very
got it wrong.
Do you get
except that one person?
Obvious. Like
how?
That woman did us. I swear I didn't remember up to now because I feel like I intentionally tried to block most of my memories from secondary school because I'm just like
no.
People think that uni is the ghetto. Secondary school is the real ghetto. I'll not even like because secondary school will make or mar you. Like
remember when they want to choose who will go for debates and they'll pit you and I against
each other. That's what I was saying. Like I remember that one clearly. It's like okay, you people should do the. And me, honestly, I feel like I've always been the kind of person that I just want to be in the background. So that thing used to make me very angry. So when I just get frustrated, I'm just like, nah, I don't think I want
that one I used to do it like my life depended on it. Once they said Bisola and Grace, how?
No, I feel like you've actually always, it's not a bad thing. I feel like you've always been more ambitious and it's really nice. I mean, that's why you're here today. Me, I've just always been, the day I told my dad that I quit, there was one time, they made me class rep, say SS1.
And then I think I got it after.
And I said I wasn't doing because I was just frustrated without everybody. I'm like, I don't want to do. Then I got home, Jesus. My daddy bashed me. He was like, what do you mean that you're not? I said, well, people are just being kiniko and I'm just getting like this side talks and everything that I really don't want to kiniko. And then he was like, no, you have to learn to take leadership. You have to learn to... I said, but it was too late because I already told them in school I'm not doing anymore. Because me, I've always been that kind of person that any small frustration like this, I don't want while like I've always tried to. And I think that made it worse as well. Because I feel like if I had been like more open as well, like, oh no, I don't like this. I feel like most time I just ignore just to make peace. I want to be that neutral person. Like I don't want to be extra, but I think
no, me, I'm always extra. I'm always ready for that battle.
And then they were like, oh yeah, well, people should compete. I think there was one that this man, I don't want to mention his name, obviously. English, was he English teacher or literature? That one that is always asking us to read daffodils every time. Oh my God. There was one that he said we should go for a competition, and I was doing okay, and then all of a sudden he just realized that I was not putting energy because man, I'm just like, this one wants to go for this thing. Like, it was so confused. It was almost as if that man wanted to slap me that day. I'm like, I really don't want wahala, but I think, honestly, looking back now,
I always bring a bazooka today. I was like, yes.
yeah,
I think I
a
remember
small fight like this, you're only bringing guns and knives. Why?
I think I remember the class rep own, because I think after it was, remember the
Yeah,
person, I think
the
it was
class rep.
the economics teacher that was our class
I
rep
remember
that
him.
time. That after he was very angry, that I took from me and then he gave me. I was happy that day, but if I remember correctly.
Because you always like leadership. You always like to like be in charge. Me, I'm just like, I just want to.
Would you say we were genuine friends in school during this period? Would you say yeah, like we're really guys?
I don't think
Or
genuine friends, yes, but genuine, no, I don't think so.
Me too.
I think it was just more like that kind of friendship where you're like, oh, let me see what the other person is doing. So the person is not going ahead of me.
Yeah.
So I think that was more like, okay, let me track what Bisola is doing. Bisola getting this, is she? So I think it was just like a surface level friendship. Even though in our mind we're like besties, but
oh my God, I used to call her Grace is my best friend. So
but I think it got to a point where Bisola showed me Shege.
oh my God, if I showed you Shege.
That he started calling me. He was like, "Oh, Miriam is my best friend." I don't even know how that switch happened.
I think you must have done something.
I think I was getting close
you had
to
Temi or someone.
But then I never called her my best friend.
You know me now. You take one step, I take 1,000 just to prove a point.
Yeah, 'cause I think the reason why I was getting close to Temi was because I don't think it was a breath of fresh air for me, because she wasn't very different. Like all these things that we were doing like this, she did not really care. She just came to chop her life. Like that girl was not stressed. So I think it was just that kind of.
She moved to our class.
Yeah,
and then you guys had the same seats. And maybe I was at the back.
I think it was just fun.
What stupid movement is this?
What's stupid? Because I'm like in the next few months, I'm already like, oh, Mira, my bestie. I'm like, okay.
So, no. But I feel like, honestly, Temi was a revenge for what happened with Diola.
True, that's true. You're even close to. Do you know I don't even remember all these things? That's true. You're even closer to Diola.
GS2.
Yeah, GS3. Yeah, before Diola now left.
Before she now left, and then.
True, I didn't remember that.
But have you always wanted art class?
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how I ended up in art class.
So I think for me, it was just like, I don't know math. It was not.
I mean, yeah, it was my dad that actually made me go to.
My own is that how that was to survive.
To remember how we ended up in the same.
Funny, I think I've always said I wanted to do. Honestly, I would have loved to study computer science or something like that. But I mean, no brainer. I don't know math. How do I want to? I mean, math is just let me just do this thing and let me just survive.
There was just a bit of comfort. Knowing that you're not good in math, I'm not good in math. I think both of us.
Both of us knew that
one thing we bonded over. Oh my God, that was the only bond we had.
I remember Bisola will have that. Do you know that long note that your dad will help you with, like all those questions that they've already solved and everything. I mean, I think at least we had one thing in common. We both not know math, so
I think maybe that was like the silver.
I think that's why we went to art class. Because honestly, I mean, you would need.
But I think on that thing I'm looking at everything that we did together. It was also what's it called? When you did food and nutrition, and then I did.
You did animal husbandry. I don't know that food and nutrition class that they said they have 13 and a half students. I was the half. Because my friends were not in the class, so it was just like
it was animal husbandry too. I don't think I knew anybody there.
No, Miriam did animal husbandry as well.
She was in food.
Abby?
Miriam.
And they should do. No, you know she was doing food. No, it's not even food and not. It's there was food and nutrition normally. Then I agreed. Then there was catering and craft.
But there was a time that you people were cooking. You, Miriam, Jumoke.
We now
I was just like, nah. I was not about to come.
I think I would have done photography. What
annoyed me was you guys had to bring big animals go from home.
Yes, now for the cooking.
I was just like, nah.
Honestly, I think I was just tired. Why I didn't do animal husbandry was because I mean I've done a Greek from like. Because just for the same reason that I don't want to cook and do all of that. So it's always been agric. So when we got to that point, I was like, oh, let me do something different. Yeah. Apparently, I was very unserious. Like, I'm very unserious. So I was always going to school for friends and...
No, that class captain. I held on to it till we graduated.
What's that? The class captain. Yeah, the class captain.
Yeah, I think
and then some of I knew how to talk to everyone. Me, I'm just always like in my zone. Like once I have... One thing about me is once I have like a particular set of friends, I really don't go out of my way to make new friends. Like I already have the people here. So my I found it easy to like talk to this one, talk to that. So me, anytime they're not, I mean sometimes I feel like, do you know all those, it's even all those gists, all those side gists. Like that's why I know that any friendship that passed 2 or 3, even 3 is a stretch.
God.
Any friendship that passed 2 or 3, now you people just they play each other. Because it's like, oh, Joake said something about Grace. Yeah, this one said Kiniko.
Someone
Like it's always a stream of, oh, so this one said this about this, and then I confronted. Oh
Remember
my God.
this book, Something and the Army, where there was.
Is it the go to? Is
No,
it?
no, the soldier, the chocolate. What's the book?
Oh wait, is it that not Brofism?
Yeah, but that's the name.
Oh Jesus.
Oh my God, what's that character's name?
I said.
But I think we know something.
Wasn't that the one that they dropped? What's it on the floor? Jesus, I must remember this book.
No, but I can remember the characters.
But you can't remember them.
But remember how we were fighting over the characters?
Because we wanted to be Rainier or something.
Yeah. We wanted to be the main person.
Yeah. I wanted to read. And normally, do we even read in classes normally?
We do now. We forgot it.
Really? But that one, I remember that. I wanted to be the main character. I wanted to be the main character
or something.
Yeah, Toby was the chocolate cream soldier.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Fred Cop or Crano.
God, why can't I remember this? I remember. Jesus. Oh, I beg you.
We were fighting over the main character, and I ended up getting it, and I was.
Okay, I now played the mom. I think I did the mom.
But there was a satisfaction that came with yes.
Shame.
I'm the damsel in this class. It was a very stupid thing.
God. I mean, now that you look back at it, you feel like, what was I even thinking?
Did you get? Oh my God.
It's not like they're going to cast us in a movie.
On that toxic point was prefect.
That was. I think that was like the turning point. I think when. Oh my God. That one, I was so self-conscious for months. Because and then I heard there was, I don't know what conversation that people were having. And then I heard this girl, I don't want to mention her name. Yeah. And then she was like, oh, I don't think Grace deserves it. I'm like, oh, really?
Are you serious? I can't remember that conversation.
No, there was.
Oh, I didn't know about it.
I don't know if you knew, but it was in class.
For a while, you and I bonded over that though. I think it was us against them. Because it was a situation of the senior girl can never come from art class.
No, obviously.
And the both of us are like, are they mad? Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean by the senior girl?
Like, we represent the school. We do. What do you mean? None of us can. So we bonded a bit
until they released the list. And the funniest thing is, I have actually always wanted social prefect.
No, but I was very adamant. God, it wasn't pride, but I was like, I would never be assistant senior girl. I was like, I don't want it.
You don't want?
I was like, I would rather not be a prefect. And I don't know how. Was I the social girl? I think so.
You were the social prefect now.
And then you were.
I was the assistant senior girl. So it was like, oh.
Well, the first, maybe our first meeting, I knew I terrorized the hell out of them then.
You said.
Especially the senior boy, Daniel.
You know, the funniest thing is, I felt like at the end of the day, that prefect thing was just very funny. Because what were we really doing even? Just the only advantage I had for that prefectship was that I don't get to go to assembly.
I'm thinking about it. Did we even really want it though?
The prefect.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I've always wanted social prefect.
Like the senior girl. Remember that there was a bit of a jinx.
No, so I feel like I knew that they were not going to pick any of us to be senior girl. Like Miriam was there obviously, so I've always had. But then at some point, I think there was a time that people were saying, "Oh, maybe they would." I can't remember. But me, I was not even I knew I was not going for.
I think there was a bit of a jinx that we used to say then that if the senior boy gets admission that year, the senior girl will wait.
Oh, true.
There was a trend.
Yeah, that most times one of them would not actually. Okay, even happen to.
I was like, wait, but we still fought over it. It's like, why?
Funny enough, me, I even knew I was not going to be senior. Do you get it was not even. I mean, I know that I'm smart, but there are some people that are actually very smart. So in my head, I'm just like.
No, so honestly, I think it was because we never took it serious. So we were never competitive until excess.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, we're just
I think we're just chilling, just pass.
They started from just one.
I don't even know what changed. Honestly, I swear, I don't even know what changed. Because initially, it's not like I mean, we read to pass, but it's not like we're trying to be like the best student or anything. Then all of a sudden we get to, and then everything just changed.
When we changed, like our junior secondary school. Everybody that we were not talking of them. We're not talking to them anymore. We're just us. And it was like, it's not time for us to step in.
We went from one clique to another clique. Jesus.
Before we ended up with the squad, I was in the gang.
And then do you remember when we were in competition with the boys as well? I mean, there's just a lot of competition going on.
It's like they fight, but even the teachers, they had favorites among us.
Obviously.
Why they started fighting over it.
But I think that was the highlight for me, the competition with the boys. Because it was like, we need to go and carry our script and give this person. They didn't mark us well. So
how would you say that competition has sort of shaped how you relate with, let me say, women today in general? But just people in general.
So I think I think these days I'm more conscious of the fact that there's what they say, the sky is big enough for everybody to fly. So before, I feel like even after secondary school, I feel like I still used to, in my head, I'm in competition with people that were not even competing with me. People that never know that nothing. So, but then now I think I've gone to that stage. I don't know, maybe sense came or I grew up. It's now like, okay, why am I giving myself such a hard time? This competition is going to weigh down, like it's going to weigh me down. Because it's like, oh, I'm always looking over my shoulders. What's this person doing? What's that person doing? Did that person just maybe get admission? Did that person just, do you get? So it's now becoming a thing where I'm just like, there's always something in my head. So for me to actually have like true peace, it's very important for me to just let go of that. So I think now, I think my own major goal in this life is just to know that it's best to just focus on yourself. I feel like I grew up to this in different space for myself. So I don't really concern myself with what anybody else is doing. As long as they are doing fine and as long as I'm doing fine. I think these days I'm even always rooting for people. Like I just know people that I enjoy watching YouTube vlogs because I enjoy people living their best life. Because in my head I'm just like, there's one day I'm going to get there too. That I'm going to start living my best life. So I think now it's just more of like, okay, everybody should collab. Women, we are already like we already have a lot to deal with. Do you get? Like, so we don't have to like compete with each other, honestly. I mean, some days I still wake up, I'm human, I'm still like, God, when? Oh, this person's already this person. But I don't think I let it get to me that much. My goal is just focus on how best I can be every day instead of focusing on what everybody else.
Honestly, I will encourage everyone to listen to Joel Austin, Freedom from
That freedom. I feel like I want to listen to it again now.
2021, I think, or 2020, either of those two. No, sorry, I said 2021.
Why what am I saying? I'm confused. Maybe 2011.
2011 or 2012. Either of those two. I can't really remember what, but I know that it's
I want to listen to that thing again now.
It was. Do you know the funniest? I remember how he started it, and there's this Christian chant that usually starts that talks about, "This is my Bible. I am what it says I am.
I have what it says I am." Oh my God, it's so long. I feel like,
oh my God. There's something the word of God was, and then it usually starts with a joke, because it started with something about cans of peas. Remember? I don't even remember that. The wife of a guy stole something, and then they said for every kind of peas
that thing again. And the funny thing, it was my sister that shared that stuff with me.
Really?
Yeah, it was my sister.
She knew what we were going through.
I feel like Loki, but then I don't open up. I think that was the worst part again. I don't know if you opened up to, but I never really opened up about things going on in school to my sister.
I think I did. I think to an extent, I did.
Yeah, I think maybe they would have helped me navigate it better, but it was just my head. I'm just like, what? There's really not much.
That's why I said that. Maybe that's why I keep saying that. For me, it was family that really helped me. That for us to still be friends. Even Rabi, and I don't know how many times they pitted us against each other. At the point, it became me, you, and Rabi. That was almost like three of us. It was a very
It was very toxic.
So I would say honestly that secondary school competition, in a way, helped me with my confidence, right? And not necessarily in a good way, but I think that when I got into it made me confident a bit that once I put my mind to something,
I think it was like a buy one get one free combo. Like it came with insecurity, but it also came with confidence. So it's like I actually get that.
And honestly, I think the competition a base, like not the competition, but like the debates that we went for, all those things,
they kind of exposed you.
Yeah, like it really helped like my public speaking and stuff like that. Even when I got to university, I wasn't necessarily even trying to be competitive. But you know what? Because I think my first year school, I don't think I was on first class or anything. I think I was on 4 point something.
That's what I'm saying. Same year. It means it was just very close.
But when I became an ESCO in, I think 200 level or so, I actually really started chasing first class in my 400 level. Because at that time I was the president. Then I started saying, so you're going to be the first president in history
that will not graduate
with first class. I said, God forbid. They will not attach my name with this. With such a stupid.
Are you serious?
That was but I was able to do it because my GPA was like on 4 point something. You know, 4 point in fact, 4 point.
No, so 4.49. I get what you're saying. So I think that was the same thing for me as well for uni, because I mean, I wasn't like, well, when I was entering uni, everybody's like, you have to get it. I didn't even know what first class was at then in my head. I'm just like, what are these people saying? So I even heard in my department that, I know people don't graduate with first class, so that they've only graduated one person with first class. I'm like, all the best, though. I'm not yet to come and kill myself. So first I joined late, so my CGPA was like 4 point something, but not close to first class. Then I think by second year I was on like 4.4 something. Then I made friends, friends that had like the same goal as me. We're not competing with each other yet. We're not competing with each other. It's just that everybody, because my friend already was on first class as at first year, so like it was just like that. So that in my head I was not thinking about. I just started that one. I was not thinking about it. Nobody will hear that you graduated with 4.49. Nobody will hear that it was close.
They will just hear that.
Is that 2-1 is 2-1? If you like shouts from today that no, but my 2-1 was strong. Nobody really cared. So that was when I was like, okay, maybe I should put a bit more energy. At least even if it's 4.5 something, like it's not bad. No. And then luckily, the funniest thing is that the result that now put me like on a high first class. I think I had a 5.0 GP that year. Yeah. I mean that semester. The funniest thing is that they had seen all my results because they were sending it to me. I was not in school, so it was easy. Before they uploaded it on the site, they would first paste it in school. So there was no particular course I could not see. I was asking them that where's this course? Have you seen? One of them sent it to me. They said I had D in a 3-unit course. And I'm like, are you joking? And it's even a course. You know, there are some courses that you do, and you're just like, well, I didn't really do it well. This was something I knew. I think I even collected extra sheet. How people say, I got a D. I shall left it, and I went to meet like my what they call it, like supervisor. I shall went to meet like faculty something. I was like, we even dashed marks across board. I'm like, so now if I forget normally. So I just left it. I wasn't even going to go again. My mom kept pushing me that I should try now. I should go and meet, because I don't even like interacting with lecturers and all of that. So I went to meet the man. I was like, the way the man even, I was expecting the man to just be like, and so you got the what? It was just like, oh really? I know you. Can you go? And then he went. He now told one guy to follow me to go and check for the script. We checked, and I mean it was still we could not find the test, because they said they had moved something. So he now said it was going to check. So he said he checked what he sent. It was still D, and then later, I don't know, he just called me one day. He was like, oh, they actually found the one that he sent to them, not the one that they uploaded. Okay. That is different, that they're going to change it. I was not asking that what. And I said, no, I'll see it now. That's how I just saw. No, so that was that semester. So if it was that semester, it's either I would have gone maybe back to like 4.1 something. Then that semester was not the one that pushed me to. So I wasn't actually going for first class.
No, so immediately I was elected president in my. You know, if you're on a level, they will elect you like second semester. And that was the point that there was a problem. So it was from there that, but I was only able to do it because I was still close.
Let's say you were like on 3 points now, it wouldn't have been easy actually. We never really had ESCO. I don't think we ever really did ESCO. Okay, no, my friend actually ran for president. That's funny. Me, I always support people with. I feel like I always. You always like things like that's what I'm saying. You always like things like that. Even I'm just like.
I stayed in school. I was an ESCO. Why would I not be an ESCO?
No, so I think the ESCO in my own school was not. It wasn't strong because as at then they were still fighting for we're not supposed to be doing some things. We're not supposed. So they didn't really do more. But then they did some, like I mean eventually I think when we were in project level that's when they now said we can do something. So my friend even ran for. In my head I'm like I was never my friend that. We don't talk to people in this class like that. Ow!
I remember that the election I was supposed to be an ESCO for, we did it in 100 level second semester. So I contested for assistant general secretary, but nobody went for general secretary. So upon resumption in 200 level, then I said they want to appoint someone. I'm like, as what? So they wanted to appoint somebody else as general secretary.
I get now, because nobody went
assistant. I said no, they should bump me up. That like I can do the job.
It's a no-brainer.
But it frustrated me, but I was still able to like eventually do.
I mean, no, me, I was I think school, I was just like, I used to put that I just passed through school like this. Like I didn't want to be known. Like I just wanted to be low key.
No, my university, I was very intentional about.
I didn't want to be known.
I mean, I didn't have fun.
Because you were more.
Yeah, I was more about the academics and the academics. So I didn't
have fun too. Even though I was
not
doing
fun that people. And honestly, I feel like there was still that gene that I left university with. So secondary school with.
So it was still like I have things to achieve.
I have to be known. Bisola has to be. I put it hard. No.
I think it's net. I mean that's why you're here presently.
It paid off with a lot of prayers and.
I didn't have fun. I didn't have fun. I don't think I had fun in uni. Like I was just I was just uptight for no reason. I think it was after school I started learning because I've always been uptight. So like everybody knows that I'm always like very prim and proper and all of that. Even up to now, I think I still am. But
but let's be
it's just that
like everybody's guy, sort of.
I've always been. I mean, I talk to everybody, but then I think when I got to that phase of indifference, I think that's the best phase in this life. I'm so sorry. I mean, it's not good, but sometimes I think it's. So I think one of the things that used to affect us all as well is because we're so sensitive. So I think any small thing triggers like a reaction.
Yeah.
Like if you do something, I'm already reading like 10,000 minutes into like, oh, why did Bisola say this? Why did? So I think because we're both so sensitive, I think that's what even made it worse. Yeah. But I have to learn to grow out of that sensitivity because I mean, people always trigger you. It's now dependent on how you react. People will always trigger you.
You can always control how you react.
Exactly. So I think that was what even made the toxicity worse. Because in my head I'm like, Bisola said that. Why is she saying that? So what? It
was really like every time I think I was like, it was really unnecessary. But my last question is, looking at your experience and what you've gone through, what sort of competition would you want your child to experience?
Hey!
Like, would you want your child to go through what you went through?
No, definitely not. Competition is good, right? Healthy competition, good. I mean, you need it.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, nobody will hand anything to you. That's why I always say you have to learn to fight for what you want and fight for your space. But honestly, I think for my children, I want them to grow up in a space where they know that it's okay to compete, but they have enough support. Do you get? And don't let the competition be like your whole essence. You have other things that, and also I used to tell people that okay, there's one thing again. I think schools in Nigeria generally, we focus more on people reading to pass, reading to. I don't think they focus on people being genuinely curious about learning. So I think I would want an environment for my child where they build them to always be curious about things. Like you really want to learn. It's not just about reading what they taught you in class and then passing. You learn about other things. And I wish I had also. I'll tell my child to be more outspoken because I think I wasn't so outspoken. So a lot of things I just wanted to be in my cocoon. I wanted to be in my own space. And I don't think you can live a good life with that. I mean, it works for some people, but most times you have to learn to stand for yourself. You have to learn to speak for yourself. Because somebody might be doing something and in your head you feel like they are hurting you, but they don't even mean it. Like if you don't speak for yourself and be like, why did you do this? Why? Don't just keep things to yourself. I think I want a space where my child can always say whatever is on their mind. There's one girl I know, like she literally just says whatever is on her mind. Like, man, sometimes I'm like, you're very unhinged. Like I look at her like, but then that's how she like. They didn't try to silence her or anything. So I think that's something I'd love for my child. Anyways, competition is good because I cannot born a child that is not smart. So I have to be very smart.
For me, to an extent, honestly, one thing that I would probably really want for my child and my children, whatever, or very intentional is to have like great friends. Like
that's
really
very genuine
friendship. I don't think I want them to experience the kind of friendship that we experienced in our junior secondary school. No. It wasn't good mentally. Remember how we used to kneel down, beg? It was like emotional enslavement.
Like when I
think about it now, and I'm like, what the?
It's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I did that.
I said secondary school was. I used to say secondary school is the real ghetto. You don't know that.
Like I would never want my child to go through that, and I think I also want to pray for like the sort of teachers or people that
actually support them and encourage them to
There's
speak
one
up.
teacher I will never forget. That's Mr. Lasson Aziz. He's dead now. But that man was sort of grown away from primary school. So even me doing the way I'm being outspoken, I would credit it to him because it was almost like, no, you need to do this. You need to. It was a literature teacher then, if I remember correctly. So it was one teacher that time I just used to run for the school, but I think it was the one that saw like the intellectual part of me.
That you can actually do this. I think I appreciate this man for that as well. That English. I don't know if I should mention his name, Mr.
No, but to an extent.
Actually, to an extent because it was so like. Very like, oh, you can do it.
I was actually one teacher that actually fought for us or believed in us
that you can actually do things like this.
I mean,
I'm always running Shabo.
No, Mr.
But then I think I realized that I can actually do it. I don't want to, but because there was a debate I did in uni and everybody was like, oh, that was like, the woman even gave me money. But usually I avoid public speaking. I'm so sorry, I'm not. Usually I avoid public speaking. I don't want it. But I think it's just knowing the fact that you can actually do it. I think he actually did a good job. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Mr. Jude. No, I think he did. He helped with. Especially when we did that press club too.
Yeah, that was true. We had a whole press club,
really
and I think that was one good thing about school, actually.
But do you know what I'm thankful for or thankful of? I don't know. the sort of secondary school that we were in.
Yeah.
Imagine it was all those giant type of secondary school. Like, I feel like if we had been in that environment, you know, when I watch Blood and Water,
Like
and I
the
think of
bullying and
different
things like that.
things there.
Yeah, that
Even
happens.
aside the bullying, like just how the environment is. If that was the sort of
It would have been worse.
It would be very toxic people.
No, it would have been, because I feel like then there's nobody watching and controlling things that you do.
Yeah.
Because at least we still had that sort of control in our secondary
And I think
school,
also
so
back to like our family support was we came from a really great family. That was really good as well.
and families that were not even putting pressure on us. We're just pressuring ourselves.
Yeah.
Like,
So I think I would want my child to experience, just like you said, like friendly competition.
yeah, not the
Like,
toxic
don't
one.
be a sore loser or.
And I think, okay, there's one thing I want to point out, very
Yeah.
quickly. I remember that this jam thingy that was trending, the girl that killed herself or something because of jam score.
I think I had
So my friend and I were talking, we both had different perspectives. Me, I was like, jam can do better and all of that. Then she
Yeah.
was saying that she feels like people should learn to raise children to know that it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
Like failure is not
Yeah.
the, and I was like, oh, that's actually another
Yeah.
perspective. Because
Yeah.
imagine you killing yourself because of jam, and I feel like it might be parents, like the
Pressure
parents,
from the-
pressure
yeah.
from parents as
Yeah.
well. Because most parents are actually not so supportive when you're like, oh, I didn't do so
And they
well.
start comparing you to your peers.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that one too. Like, oh,
Yeah.
did you not see that this one does it have 2 words? Yes, it has 5 words.
Yeah.
But then I don't think we actually had parents that were doing that. Honestly, we were just pressuring ourselves. So the thing is that I feel like parents should learn to teach children that it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
But just how you come back from it. Like, I mean, it's not like you should not be failing every day, but obviously just how you come back. I just remember that as part of like.
Yeah. Of course, I feel like also our experience would also help us groom our child in a way. Because you
I feel like I'm
been
that kind
through
of
it
parent that
and-
want to know which friend did you talk to today, so I can know which friend is bullying my child in school.
Do you not remember how I think in junior secondary school they used, but also people use the word bullying loosely.
Loosely, yeah.
And I say loosely
true.
because in school, me standing up for myself
Didn't mean that you
and defending myself,
Yeah.
they always just think that's a bully. I'm like,
That's a
no,
bully.
because and I think I became like that because I remember how I was in JS1, JS2. Remember they used to bully me with my birthmark.
Yeah.
So it just
No,
got to a
no.
point
So I
where-
think for that one,
Yeah.
it's just a case of this one thing I learned from that movie, Little.
Yeah,
Before you
yeah,
bully
yeah,
me, I'll
yeah.
bully them first.
Yeah.
So it's always a case of. I feel like most people are just very. How do I call it? Nigerians lack empathy generally. And it's not a case of why would you even talk about somebody's body?
Yeah.
Why would you
Yeah.
even make comments? But I mean,
Yeah.
we were young, honestly.
Yeah.
We were in secondary school.
No, but
so.
that's why I always say, honestly, the teachers in that school, remember there was this teacher that told me, like, maybe that was, I remember she was teaching English, and I think she was pregnant at the point. And my birthmark, is green.
Yeah,
hair.
it's green.
And then she just, in front of everybody, remember that she's like, oh, does your mom used to lick the pots when she was married? And when she was pregnant with you.
remember.
I was horrified. Like a teacher asking me that. She
Like
told me about lapot in the
I don't know if you remember this one. Maybe not the teachers.
Livid.
There was a time I had eczema
Yeah.
in school.
Yeah.
That's when I know. That's when I know that it's not nice to comment on people's body at all. And then it's not a case of people asking my mom that does she not have a bath?
Oh, right.
Does she not-
I think I remember people saying that.
Even I'm like, are you serious? Like, what kind of?
relate eczema to someone who having their
Do
back?
you get
Like,
so like I kind of get that, although it's worse coming from a teacher because I already know it was from a teacher.
Yeah.
'Cause in my head I'm just like, why would you? I feel like some people are just very very weird. I'll not even lie.
Yeah.
And then it's people like that when you now have experience like that. So before people even say things, you're already getting defensive. So me, I actually understand that one that. Or before somebody says something, you're already
Yeah.
like, no, don't talk to me, like, don't do something
yeah.
like that.
no, mine was not even like that. So my own was, if you move mad,
I will
promise
show you.
I will move madder than you, because we just almost became. But yeah, I think that this would make us, and thank God for family, thank God for how we grew up.
I mean, I feel
can
like that
sit
we're
down
actually
today.
having this conversation because, like, oh, I don't think we've ever
We
really.
never discussed
never
about
really-
it. That's how I
I
was
think
like.
everybody just moved on from it.
So when I was like, no, when I'm thinking about this, now it has to be Grace because she's the one that we went through it for 6 years.
And most people will not even know.
Nah, they won't know.
Oh man,
They
though.
won't know.
Like I'm so glad we actually had this
Yeah.
conversation.
That's it for this episode, guys. I hope you learned something. You can also feel free to share your childhood experience in the comment section. Tell us your stories. You can relate to any of the things
Something
that
that
we
scarred you
mentioned.
from secondary
That
school.
scarred you. them teachers, like the one that said in my mother leaked pot when she was
Like-
pregnant. Every time I remember, and she was pregnant. That's, you know what? Don't let me even say anything. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like the video,
Subscribe.
share, and thank you so much, Grace.
Thank you
for
for
honoring my
having
invitation.
me.
It was
We're
so
supposed to
beautiful.
hug this out actually.
Right? That's so good. All right. Bye.
Bye. Hi there. Welcome to 57A Shortlet Apartments. Come right in, let me show you around. So this is our 2-bedroom shortlet apartment in the heart of Yaba. Over here we have our service kitchens with our gas cookers, the sink, everything is inbuilt. And we have our fridges, microwave, everything ready for your use at our Airbnbs. You don't have to worry about cooking, you don't have to worry about heating up your food. Everything is already here for you. And over here we have a lovely dining set so you can host people and have a nice time just connecting. We have 2 bedrooms, a master bed, which is en suite with a bathroom and a toilet. The room is very spacious. We have a walk area in the room. Very nice TV to relax once you're done working. We also have ample amounts of space to hang your clothes and to also just feel like you're in a place away from home. As you can see, like I said, very spacious. This is another room. You don't want a TV here. If you have kids also using this Airbnb with you while they're on holiday, but they have assignments, it's a nice place for them to work from. And even if you're working from home, you can also work from home comfortably. All our beds are very comfortable, and you have a nice time at our Airbnb at 57A Isaac John. What did I mention? Our shortlet facilities are 20 minutes away from the local and international airports, making it so easy for you to travel, to pick up your guests and bring them right over here.